recently where they said that Michael had taken his page from the WWE Fan Nation website because he didn't want to interact with his fans. Is it a work?
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be a work. There's no way. The timing was too precise for it to be anything else. And I think it was Josh Matthews, maybe it was Joey Styles. Somebody came out and said that it was all a work. But even still, it was pretty obvious that it was. It was entertaining the first week. I think he definitely screwed it up over the past week. It was too obvious. Wasn't sold well enough on Cole's behalf. But I don't know, I think he's ruined it in 2 weeks. He's destroyed his work, I suppose.
Interesting to note, one of our live chatters here, Jedi Popsicles, he said that Skip Sheffield's old gimmick in FCW before the cowboy gimmick was in fact a cyborg named Ryback. It seems like this guy, they don't think can get over without a gimmick.
Yeah, he looks like he's got the build that he needs a gimmick, otherwise he's just going to be another, I suppose no pun intended here, meathead, even though that's what he goes under, what his Twitter name apparently, the corn-fed meathead or something. Yeah, the Ryback gimmick, yeah, I don't know, I saw a little bit of that, and I don't think it was entertaining. I think sometimes, like with Cena, the whole prototype gimmick and all that, yeah, it sounds cool, it looks cool, it sounds interesting, but it doesn't really get over. And I think like Santino, I mean, he doesn't even have to open his mouth and he's over with his own.
Too true.
Yeah, I think that's the way Skip Sheffield, they should push him down the same boat, almost in a comedy sense, because he is entertaining. Even in 1 week, it's rare that I'd laugh out loud or anything, but yeah, he was definitely funny.
More coverage of this week's WWE NXT, which was on Sci-Fi in the US and Sky Sports 3 here in the UK and Ireland, which is where we are now, here on the Wrestledope podcast. And, well, I mean, what can we say? NXT this week, one of my favourite parts, and we've put him over before, but The Miz bullying Daniel Bryan, or as we all know him better, Bryan Danielson. And that was something that is going to interest me in the future. I think it's perfect for The Miz to be acting like a bully.
Yeah, it's making good TV. We spoke about this again last week with Miz and I keep saying Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, and Miz being the mentor that's just going to keep on kicking ass until Daniel Bryan takes notice. I think what would be really, really good for them to do is not so much for I'm going to say Bryan Danielson again, Daniel Bryan, to almost, I suppose, be the good guy and let Miz be the bad guy, and let Danielson take the thing and do his own thing. I think it would be good to see him completely be influenced by Miz and really let Miz push it and push it and push it, and make him heel. Definitely make Daniel Bryan follow in the footsteps of Miz, and let him roll into the kind of Miz Jericho type heel where he does a 360 on the, or 180 should I say, on the fans. Yeah.
Daniel Bryan getting smashed this week by the tough English newcomer Wade Barrett, who's perfectly paired with Chris Jericho, and it looks to me like he's had, Wade at least, a long developmental career in the various systems, as judging by his video package where he looked quite young at times.
Yeah, Wade Barrett is cool. I think he's really cool. I like his promos from FCW to NXT, and the pairing with Jericho is great. What we said last week was, why didn't they pair him with Regal, and Regal gets stuck with, who's he stuck with again? God even knows.
Who knows?
Yeah, somebody obviously of no importance because we haven't really seen.
Is it? No, it isn't.
Oh, it was. It's Skip Sheffield.
Skip Sheffield.
Oh,
okay.
That's pretty important. Then we'll leave him off with that one. Yeah, but Yeah, you see, it's all well and good having Skip Sheffield, which we think is cool, but pairing with Regal, I don't know about the chemistry unless they've got something up their sleeves. But what was the question again?
Speaking a bit about Wade Barrett and how he really is a great newcomer, he's certainly one who I would look to go very far. Now, last week Paul Burchill was released. I'm thinking it could have been to clear the way for this guy.
Yeah, I think they should have. They could have had a good British stable if they had Regal as the mentor and Wade Barrett, Paul Burchill, Katie Lee, and then they've got this another new starting with the Gemma Palmer. Is that her name?
Yes, we referred to that last week. A new UK diva.
Yeah, which would give a good stable of 4 or 5. But again, it's kind of already been done with TNA and the British Invasion, so I'm sure WWE doesn't want to step on their toes there.
WWE NXT, and what more can we say about it? Those are the facts, really, and going ahead, it's going to be interesting to see. I believe they've now confirmed the point of this program, in that there is going to be some sort of end game. You're going to have a kind of winner, but then you wonder, is it a work? Is it something they're just coming up with to keep us interested when everyone cried out for what's the point of this NXT? NXT is one we're all going to be watching closely, and it's where those young developmental stars have got their home. It's Wrestledope, the wrestling radio podcast, and we are going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be back in a moment.
The end-all be-all for me was always, I got to get inside those ropes.
Shawn Michaels showing the world why he's indeed the main event. The showstopper, Shawn Michaels!
Let's start at the beginning.
I was a 19-year-old boy. I was scared, I was intimidated, totally in awe.
For the first time ever, capture an up-close and personal look at the icon in Shawn Michaels, My Journey. Relive 22 classic matches through the eyes of the showstopper himself.
It was this environment that created that attitude. You first have to sink incredibly low before you start looking up.
Now, hear his thoughts.
Your relationship with Brett. How did this change?
And his memories that shaped the illustrious career of the man they call Mr. Wrestlemania.
You name it, I've been through it.
Shawn Michaels, My Journey. Available next week.
What is it you seek?
To unleash your spicy side.
Once you eat a Slim Jim, anything is possible.
Ninjas! WWE champion!
Easy, Chief. One step at a time. Now eat it and beat it.
Snap into a Slim Jim!
Ring of Honor is on tour. March 5th and 6th, the arena in Philadelphia for ROH on HDNet TV tapings. March 19th, we motor into Detroit, Michigan. March 20th, we head north of the border to Toronto, Ontario. And then March 26th and 27th, before all the mania, see Ring of Honor live in Phoenix. For tickets and info, go to ROHWrestling.com.
Welcome back to Wrestledope, the wrestling radio podcast here on www.wrestledope.com. Also on Twitter, the username there, Wrestledope. And don't forget YouTube, that's youtube.com/user/TheWrestleDope. And our show will be on all of those sources each and every week, so you should have no problem at all whatsoever finding us. We're also live on justin.tv now. This podcast recorded live. We'll start to let you know on our Twitter exactly when we're going to be live and when we're going to be doing this sort of live recording session as we speak more about the wrestling world